Tonight, Keith?
Yeah, I think always pleasing to get a win. I think we've got some vital minutes into some players that have been chomping at the bit to have a competitive game, and I think it was a very competitive game.
It certainly was. Let's talk about the goals. Morgan Roberts with an assist for the first goal, his corner converted by Danny Rose. How important is that for young Morgan's development?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's something that we've been working on again. We've got good aggression, attacking the ball in the box. We're creative and inventive with some of our movement patterns into the box. But I think of late, what we haven't been doing is giving the players the opportunity to get there because we've been hitting it flat. So something that we've been working on is getting the ball airborne into an area whereby the goalkeeper can't come and claim it, and us arriving into the box. So excellent for the first goal. The second ball, again, something that we touched on in the first half. I didn't think we gave the opposition enough to think about with balls in behind and over the top of them with quality into good areas. And then as soon as we do it, Michael, good delivery in behind, gets them turned, landing on Benny, in and around. Good turn, good finish, snapshot, and took the goalkeeper by surprise, I think.
He's now got 3 goals for you, all in the league trophy. I guess the next step for Benny is to try and get some league goals for you.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it's a great opportunity. It's good to see 2 centre forwards scoring today, and good performances from Harry leading the line as well. So, and again, centre forwards, no matter how well they do in general play, they want to score goals, and I think that was evident today. Caleb, breath of fresh air when he came on as well. He's got that unpredictability about him. He'd probably be hoping that doesn't make his miss at the end doesn't make the Christmas video. But
this is the open goal he missed.
Yeah, the open goal. Yeah, the open goal. But look at his work rate before that. Have a look at his change of pace to get in behind them. And again, I'll tell you now, Caleb will miss a lot of opportunities, but he will get opportunities, and he will create opportunities for him. And again, another opportunity for him to come in, probably coming into a cup tie. Excellent for his development.
And a couple of big saves from Jonathan Mitchell when it was 1-1. One-on-ones against Law and against Jose. Good goalkeeping. Yeah, good goalkeeping. They've got a good movement. Disappointed with how they got in, but then that's the time when you need your goalkeeper to save you. And again, I thought he did excellent standing up long enough to make the player make a decision rather than making a decision for him. And then 2 good saves. You mentioned Caleb, one of 6 products of the youth system at the PTS to either be starting tonight or on the bench. That's something to be really proud of, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. And again, probably the one disappointment, not the one disappointment, but one of the disappointments that I do have at the football club is I don't get enough time to oversee and watch the development of the youth players under John Brady. He was a very good coach and instilled some good principles in the players, and then I don't get enough physical time with them. Last Tuesday, I think before we played Fleetwood, I was able to go up and watch them train on the Tuesday up at Moulton, and again, it's something that I'm trying to create a little bit more time and flexibility with our training timetable, their training timetable, so that I can go up and see a little bit more of them with myself and Colin West, so we can help John where needed as well. It's also about you looking at potential first teamers, though, isn't it? Potential future first teamers, if you get that time to look at people like Dyche and Flanagan and so forth, playing for the youth team or training with the youth team. I think the important thing is when we came to the football club, I wanted to make it apparent that there was a pathway from youth to development into the first team, and I think that's been evident by the number of appearances that have been made by academy players since I've been here. Again, I don't take the credit for, because a lot of those players were in the youth system, but then to get them onto the next stage, onto the next level, you need to be able to run an eye over them and also have a trusted relationship with the coaches, the coaching and the management department of the youth team, with the information that we get from them. So I think it shows there is a pathway that we need to get good players, good youth team players on as quickly as possible, and then the sooner we can develop and make them comfortable in our environment and make them familiar with our environment, the better it is. And I think that's vitally important as well. One of the other things that I've insisted on is the environment that we're trying to create within the first team is a welcoming environment for young developing players that are aspiring to go and join the professional ranks. So when the youth team come in, they're not
just huddled in the corner amongst themselves. They come in, they integrate, they make themselves known to the first team players, and I think that's vitally important. That level of acceptance from the first team squad. That, well, once upon a time they were that young player taking that step up.
Yeah.
So we want to make it as easy as possible for them to come in and give them the platform to go and perform.
Just a final one on this. You talked about not getting the time to see the youth team train. Is it a question then of dovetailing the first team training with the youth team training so that you have the chance to be across both?
Yeah, and then again, it's difficult to admit sometimes with the educational programme that the youth team have got, and then our games programme and the youth team's games programme, and sometimes I do need to be focused, and I don't want to be rushing from one venue to the next venue and then lose sight of what my main priority is gaining points for the football club to keep us in this division. But as and when I feel that I've got the right time, and obviously then it fits in with John and the session that he's doing, because sometimes you don't want to go out there and just watch a five-a-side. You want to watch a structured session whereby they're putting on something that I can gauge and judge where I think the player or players should be at. So again, and that goes down to dialogue and communication between myself and John.
You seem to be embracing the whole club, Keith. You seem to be enjoying the idea of being across everything and being not in charge of everything, but having a kind of overview of everything that's going from youth team level up to first team level.
Well, again, I think it's an important part of the role as a manager. I think that Thursday we've got a technical board meeting which encompasses again, things like the pathway of young developing players to come into the first team. It's the lifeblood and the foundation of this football club. If we can get players that can get into our first team, become homegrown players, and then go on and further their careers and improve us as a football club, it's the lifeblood.
Just to bring you back to tonight, a couple of questions. One, anybody forcing their way into your thoughts for a league start maybe on Saturday at Crewe? You brought back Joe Martin tonight, Ricky Corbett came off the bench. Anybody forcing their way into your thoughts for a start at Grusty Road?
Again, I think the important thing is we needed to be competitive today. We come to a team that are doing very well, high scoring, free scoring in League Two at the minute, so they're full of confidence as a football club, and we needed to come here and put our stamp, our authority on it. And again, I think the set piece did that, gave us a leg up. Disappointed with the second goal, but good reaction and good mentality to go on a goal behind. Didn't sit back, needed to get a goal.
And just a word about Saturday, you didn't have Bolger tonight or Sheehan. What are we saying about that in terms of their selection on Saturday? Are they close? Might they be involved?
Again, I think today was too soon for them, definitely. And then it's just a case of now it's over to the medical department, and then we'll have I'll touch base with the medical department tomorrow afternoon when the players would have been in and been assessed and find out if they're available for training Thursday. The rule of thumb that I usually have is that if the players that don't train Thursday are normally not involved in the starting line on a Saturday.
And final one.
And we're training after the press conference, so I won't be able to give you any news on Thursday.
Is that deliberate? Final one. Exeter City. You've now lost 1 in 11 to them. You've beaten them personally 3 times in 2020. They must be sick of the sight of you, Keith.
Again, I think Exeter are a good football club. I think they've got a good foundation. They've got an excellent youth department. They produce players. We've got a good young manager that I think will have a bright future. He was hurting last year after the playoffs, but I phoned him up a couple of days after the playoffs and credited him for his how he handled the situation after a defeat, because I thought he was very professional and very representative of his football club, and I thought he did them proud. And I think he's a young manager that's got a bright future in the game.
This is Matt Taylor. He must have really appreciated that call, Keith. I can't imagine too many winning managers ring up to console the losing manager, or is that common practice in the world of football management? Well,
again, I think it was something that I wanted to do because I listened to his comments. I thought it was very complimentary about ourselves, and so I left it 3 or 4 days, so for the dust to settle, for it to sink in, not only the defeat for them but also the elation for ourselves and what it meant to ourselves. But I think it was important as a professional and out of courtesy to make a phone call to show that I appreciated what he said after the game, and just then to say that I thought he conducted himself in a very professional manner.
Good stuff. Thanks, Keith.